Dang, y'all. Yeah, it's windy out here. Jesus. It is crazy windy, yo. Bro, it is windy as heck, bro. Hold up. Bro, it is windy, bro. It's windy as heck, y'all. Y'all don't want to, bro. It is so windy out here. Anyway, though, I'm sorry for the delay for the vlog video yesterday. That did not come up. I was working on my intro. But my intro's out now, so I'm feeling wonderful and happy. Some people dislike the video, my intro video, but I think most people might think it's neat and pretty cool. And it will be done and uploaded as soon as I get home. Bro, it is windy, y'all. I might have to stop the video, bro. It is windy. It's cold and windy. This shirt ain't doing nothing. This sweatshirt ain't doing nothing, y'all. It is cold. Y'all, I really wish I did not throw away my selfie stick, y'all. Before I moved here, I had like a bunch of stuff. Well, I was here already. We moved from an apartment, and I guess I had a selfie stick. And it didn't work anymore. The button didn't work, so I wouldn't really take pictures no more. But the lens was good. Like, I could be able to hold it to like here and still walk with y'all and talk. But I threw it away. I could just record and just literally keep it as high as I wanted to in the air. But, you know, I gotta use my hand. But the quality on this thing is perfect, so I ain't even, you know, I ain't stressing over it. Y'all like, where are you going? I'm actually just walking. See that way over there? I'm walking that way, going home, because there's 2 pit bulls out there that I'm not gonna even mess with it no more. Nope. Not even gonna go through it trying to run. So yeah, that's why I'm entering through woods to get to my destination. This lighting on this phone is perfect, y'all. It's crazy. It's better than my other phone. Cause my other phone be all blurry sometimes, and it wouldn't really catch all the footage it really needed. I'm talking a bit too fast for y'all. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing good, ma'am. So yeah, honestly, I started vlogging because it's cool, y'all. It's cool. I like editing. I'm gonna be in the studio on my yard, dog. It is windy. I'm in Statesboro, Georgia, y'all. It is windy, man. Wherever y'all at, put down in the comments where y'all live at. No, don't put down where you live at, because I don't want people knowing y'all location. But just put down what's your climate like over there. Because right now, in Georgia, it's very bipolar in Georgia, y'all. It'd be raining one day, and then it'll be sunny the next. Or it would just like thunder all day during school stuff. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I actually like when it rains. I just like the sound of it. I like when it rains. I'm a fan of anime, so when it rains and it's like really dark out, I close the blinds in my house, and me and my sister, like when it's raining, you can't really see anything because you know it's dark outside. So I close the blinds, and my parents be gone sometimes, so I just close the blinds in my house, and I put on anime, and we just chill out and watch anime like all day, bro. And it'd be dark, and it'd just be me and my sister watching anime. Pretty neat. My hands getting tired, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back, y'all. Hold on. By the way, y'all, I got kind of bored at school because we didn't have anything to do, so I was just on my phone, and I was going through my Google, and I went to my Google, and I was like, let me search up my name on my YouTube, and I typed up Young Flex, space with a space and 305, so I put YUNGFLEXX space 305, and I pushed enter on my computer on my phone, and I popped up. I was at the top. I popped up at the top. It was me on my YouTube and my music. So if y'all actually want to know who I am and see me and see my music, just type up Young Flex, just how I spelled it back there, on y'all Google, and look at my music and look at my YouTube. Honestly, kind of boring, but trust me, y'all. Trust me. When my homeboys get back in town, it's gonna be lit again. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit, y'all. Trust me, it's gonna be lit. So just hold on and trust me, it is gonna be lit, y'all. It's gonna be lit, trust me. like I said, a lot of crazy stuff we're gonna be doing. It's gonna be on YouTube. So just subscribe to my channel, follow me. If you have any questions, something, text me on. Oh my God, bro, it's crazy windy. Bro, yo, look at that, bro. A stick just tried to hit me, bro. I paused because I was gonna look, and a stick just fell from the tree and smacked the ground. I'm trying to hurry and get home, y'all, so I can start editing these videos for y'all. And there goes the ambulance once again. They always running past my house. Always. Y'all see that wind, right? Y'all see that wind? It's crazy. My hand cold and getting tired. I hope my little sister's home, y'all. Because they got a new bus driver, and I don't think he knows the route, because I walked past him, and I looked at the bus driver, and I was like, really? Unless you're going the wrong way. Because usually the other bus driver takes the other way around, turning around, going this way. He went through the weird way and went the other way. I was like, huh? You might as well just keep trying to take my sister home. Yeah, but I don't know, because she used to get here earlier than me. And now she kind of getting here later than me. It's weird. Oh, well, guys. I'm going to finish this vlog up inside. Hold on, I'll see y'all later. Welcome back, y'all. Now I'm home. Whoop, whoop. Wop, wop. Whoop, whoop. I'm just gonna chill right here for the meantime. For the meantime. But not really. Y'all, I'm gonna try to bring my sister. It's gonna look like poop, y'all. It's gonna look like poop. Someone just step on it's gonna, you know what I mean? Alright, watch. can see the hallway.
Six and a half hours later, 20 minutes later, 6 months later, later that same evening, 2 days later, 1 minute, 37 seconds later, 1 debt to society later, 1 pair of pants later, 8 hours later, 298 frozen patties later, 3,000 years later, 5 minutes later, 2 hours later, 1 hour later. 6 and a half hours later, 20 minutes later, 6 months later, later that same evening, 2 days later, 1 minute, 37 seconds later, 1 debt to society later, 1 pair of pants later, 8 hours later, 298 frozen patties later, 3,000 years later, 5 minutes later, 2 hours later, 1 hour later. 6 and a half hours later, 20 minutes later, 6 months later, later that same evening, 2 days later, 1 minute, 37 seconds later, 1 debt to society later, 1 pair of pants later, 8 hours later, 298 frozen patties later, 3,000 years later, 5 minutes later, 2 hours later, 1 hour later. 6 and a half hours later, 20 minutes later, 6 months later, later that same evening, 2 days later, 1 minute, 37 seconds later, 1 debt to society later, 1 pair of pants later, 8 hours later, 298 frozen patties later, 3,000 years later. 5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 1 hour later. 6.5 hours later. 20 minutes later. 6 months later. Later that same evening. 2 days later. 1 minute 37 seconds later. 1 debt to society later. 1 pair of pants later. 8 hours later. 298 frozen patties later. Later. 3,000 years later. 5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 1 hour later. 6.5 hours later. 20 minutes later. 6 months later. Later that same evening. 2 days later. 1 minute 37 seconds later. 1 debt to society later. 1 pair of pants later. 8 hours later. 298 frozen patties later. Later. 3,000 years later. 5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 1 hour later. 6.5 hours later. 20 minutes later. 6 months later. Later that same evening. 2 days later. 1 minute 37 seconds later. 1 debt to society later. 1 pair of pants later. 8 hours later. 298 frozen patties later. Later. 3,000 years later. 5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 1 hour later. 6.5 hours later. 20 minutes later. 6 months later. Later that same evening. 2 days later. 1 minute 37 seconds later. 1 debt to society later. 1 pair of pants later. 8 hours later. 298 frozen patties later. Later. 3,000 years later. 5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 1 hour later.
Hurry up!
6.5 hours later. 20 minutes later. 6 months later. Later that same evening. 2 days later. 1 minute 37 seconds later. 1 debt to society later. 1 pair of pants later. 8 hours later. 298 frozen patties later. Later. 3,000 years later. 5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 1 hour later.
You take too long. You take too long. You shut up. That Lord. She's taking forever, y'all.
6.5 hours later. 20 minutes later. 6 months later. Later that same evening. 2 days later. 1 minute, 37 seconds later. 1 debt to society later. 1 pair of pants later. 8 hours later. 298 frozen patties later. Later. 3,000 years later. 5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 1 hour later.
There's your phone dude right there. Devon, pick it up. You pick it up! What'd you say? What'd you say? Tell me when you're... Yo, she didn't fall for it. It's still sitting right there. It's still sitting right here. Oh, she's on my phone. She's on my phone. My phone's brightness is too loud. Too high. Alright, y'all. She didn't fall for it. So it's whatever. If there's any girls watching this, I'm still single. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all. No, I am single though, for real. But I'm not gonna get on detail with that. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's a prank. Y'all know what I'm watching? My favorite couple.
I'm trying to figure it out, man. It's not gonna work, brother. It's not gonna work.
Tay and Jazz. So. Alright, y'all. Anyway, about that, blah, blah, blah. The plan did not work out. I'm sorry it failed. I will try again with something even better. Don't worry. Put in the comments what should I do, because I will do it. Put in the comments what should I do. This prank was a bust. It was a bust, man. Slap the comments. Spam the comments. Click notifications. Subscribe. Follow my Snapchat. Follow my Instagram. Enjoy the video. I'll see you next time on the other one. Just playing with y'all. I'm not gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm awesome. But look at that lighting though, y'all. Tell me that lighting's not great. I'm using my phone too. It's crazy. But anyway though, y'all, for real though, slap the comments, subscribe, click the bell, spam the comments. Y'all know what's up. Flex gang, flex squad. Keep it up 100. Stay positive. Smile. Enjoy life. Cancel out negativity. See y'all next time on the next video.